my work, which is in the realm of photography, has led me to explore things that I don't know about. So that when I was growing up in St. Louis, we were either, at that time in the, in the 40s, one was either black or one was white. There was no other middle ground, no other ethnic population to affiliate with. When I came out to California, after hearing stories from my mother about Indians in the family, my cousins here started talking about words that seemed to connect with the Choctaw. And from that time forward, I started exploring that heritage and started going to powwows and wondering why there were people who looked like me at the powwows and why I was not able heretofore to connect with that heritage. So that was the genesis of my investigation of, quote, Black Indians, unquote, people who share that same heritage that I have with the Choctaw, which we've not been able to document, with the Saponi that I have from the Northeast. And so much of my work, that part of the work, the two photographs here today, reflect that Black Indian investigation and how that can easily get lost. In interviews of people, they always thought they were Mexican or they were this or that, and came to the identity of their African Native American ancestry late, as I did. I have done that and got some interesting results, but eventually my niece has done much. She's become the archivist in the family, and she found that my grandfather was an enrolled member of the Saponi tribe, who are no longer enrolling people. But that was exciting to have that documentation in a way, and not just operating on the oral history, but to have some facts that could support my claim to being a part of the Indian community as well as a part of the African American community. Well, the cube that's on display today is an extensive celebration of that. I created two moccasins. One was celebrated the African aspect, and the other one celebrated the Indian aspect with symbols of each ethnicity. And in my home, there was a celebration of that. So, excuse me. So in my work, I tend to bring that out, but not exclusively. I have a great interest in different cultures, many different cultures, as well as the ancestry that I have. And part of that has been an opening for me in finding connections with people in general, and understanding of culture that springs from my dual heritage, if you want to call it that. Actually, my tri-heritage, because it's European as well. You know, I don't know the world of fine art, and very often photography is not included in that for some reason. Because I concentrate on people and not abstract art, it is another kind of gift that I think photography can give to everyone in terms of connecting with people around the world and culture and exploration. And so that's my major emphasis in photography. That was something that I was, you know, sometimes you do art and you have no idea where it's going, you just decide you're going to do it. And I had this cube, and I've had this idea for a long time. In fact, in the year 2000, I did an exhibit of Black Indians, and I had done these little pair of moccasins that represent African Americans and Native Americans. And I decided that I needed something more substantial to present that. So I designed this cube that has a reflection of the bottom of the soles that indicate the Jackson $20 bill that's Native American. Some will not even use it because of the Removal Act. And on the bottom of the African American shoe, there is a diagram of a slave ship, which is a traditional image that you see. So I use the things around me, the textiles around me, the images from other literature about African American, Native American people to bring focus into this population. And when I first started my study in 2000, there was not a lot online about it. Now there are many, many hundreds of thousands of sites that celebrate, that talk about, that do the history of Black Indians or Native American, African American people. There are a lot of us. Well, I have to give kudos to Cat High, who has been so instrumental in bringing people together and bringing me into the community. And that's been very important. And there's some wonderful people that I've known for 15, 20 years. So that's an important part of my life. Well, for one, and we have not mentioned the quilt that I have done, which was really important for me, which focuses on violence in the United States since 1776. But to have a venue that would accept that as a viable expression of issues, and this is a very welcoming place. And I wish that we could have a formal opening instead of an online opening, but at some point, all of these pieces will have a place to be celebrated up close and personally, I hope.